Welcome to SALCC Updates, a weekly program providing information about the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. My name is Natalie Jolie Fanis. Today we bring into focus our hospitality program as we continue our Chat with Alumni series. In my background is the Forte restaurant, the training ground for our hospitality students. Before we meet our guest for today's interview, here are a few reminders. Applications are open and you can complete the application online at salcc.edu.lc. To guide you through the process, we have created a video which can be found on the college's YouTube page. The deadline for applications is April 30th. The SALCC entrance exam in mathematics and English will take place on April 28, 2022. You would need to register for the exam on our website as well. Note that if you have already done Salcc Math or English, you are not required to write the exam. This is particularly for secondary school leavers who are still awaiting CXC results. Thanks to those of you who attended our informational sessions over the last 2 weeks. We hope that they were insightful and informative. You can get more information on all of our program offerings and requirements on the website. If you are an emerging youth entrepreneur, then there is a fully funded program that you can take advantage of, the Jeunesse Incubator and Coaching Program. You can apply now and get more information on the website upskilling.salcc.edu.lc. And now for our alumni in focus. In 2018, the college hosted a team from the Business and Hotel Management School, BHMS, out of Switzerland. Out of this visit, the college secured an agreement with the BHMS for all students who successfully completed the associate degree from the hospitality or business department to complete a bachelor's degree in 1 year. Ms. Kian Samuel is the first student to access this program, and she's here today to tell us about her experience.
My name is Kian Samuel, and I am a graduate of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. I graduated in the year 2020, and I studied food and beverage. At first, I never wanted to do anything with culinary. I actually wanted to be a lawyer, but when I looked into what is required to become a lawyer, it wasn't my best interest anymore. So I looked back at what I did before in secondary school, and I realized that I did well in food and nutrition. So I decided to try out food and beverage here at Sir Arthur. And it's only until I started the program and did the practicals, I got more interest in it. The part I enjoyed most about studying here was working in the kitchen, where we got the opportunity to actually run a full functioning restaurant. We did both restaurant service and working in the kitchen. So certain days when we did restaurant service, we had to go around to Arthur trying to invite guests to come to the restaurant. And on other days when we were in the kitchen, we had to prepare everything from early in the morning. I'm not someone who likes to read and stay in class and stuff like that. I like the hands-on experience and creating stuff. And it's Chef C. I'm not sure if she's still here, but she was the chef at the time who taught us. She was the one who recognized my abilities and told me, and it's only until I saw that I practiced it myself, like with the cakes. She actually saw my passion. She's like, you love this thing. And it's only then I practiced it on my own, and I realized I actually love it. I remember it was a Friday, we were at class. I can't remember what subject, but I remember it was Miss Preville teaching us, and we were hearing about the COVID and stuff like that. And I just recall by Sunday, the word went out that there's no school on Monday because of the COVID. But we were on our last semester, and we were ready to do our last exams in order for us to graduate. And I think our last exam was actually our practical. Um, Originally, the plan was for us to run the restaurant in pairs. So we had to do our costing of the menus, create the menus, and execute it. But again, COVID, we couldn't do it. So the the teachers got the ingredients for us. I remember they brought chicken, pork, vegetables, and some other starches, and we had to create a dish out of that. and the restaurant service was actually tied with that. So we had, when we cooked the dish, we had to record it in our chef uniforms and serve it to guests at our house and do the entire restaurant service, serve them a drink, serve them water, clear the table. I remember my mom was my guest and my brother was my cameraman. And yes, the food could have come out salty, sweet, bitter. They wouldn't. It wasn't part of the criteria because the teachers couldn't come to your home to taste it. But I think it was heavily graded on the presentation. Just before COVID hit, I remember Miss Previll calling the class together and asking us who wants to go to university, raise your hand, and who doesn't. And I never raised my hand because my intent was never to go to university. I actually wanted to be, at that time I was thinking of teaching, baking and stuff like that. So I never wanted to go to university. But when COVID hit and I finished SAFA, I started doing baking. I baked cakes and stuff for events and stuff like that, birthdays. And I realized that it wouldn't take me anywhere just doing that only, because that's all I had. I had an associate degree in food and beverage and just baking, and I was doing it on my own. I was getting tired of just that. I remember applying to the ministry and I didn't get through. And I think I applied for the call centers and it didn't work out. At that time, the hotels were closed down. I couldn't apply to a hotel. So that's when I realized, no, I need to get out of here because there's literally nothing. And at that time, it was in the heart of COVID. The country we didn't know what we were going through. We didn't know the next step. So I just had to think out of the box and said, okay, I need to look for something out of here. And I started looking at courses in Canada in baking and pastry. But my mom told me, I already have an associate degree. Why do something lower? Try to get a bachelor's degree or something. And when the school from Switzerland visited here, SAFA, I signed up to know about what the school is and stuff like that. But I paid no attention at that time. I didn't want to go to university. I just signed up because they came. And it's only until the COVID period, as I said, I went through my email and realized they got to me and they said, you should come, you already have an associate degree, you're just going to do a direct entry into the last year and get your bachelor's. It will also benefit me because they provide a lot of experience. You have 6 months theory and 6 months practical. So 6 months doing everything in class and 6 months actually working in a hotel or restaurant or whatever. But it was a good program and I realized, why not? It's just 1 year. I will not be away from my family for too long. So I went on. I took the opportunity. When I first got to the school, I thought I went to the wrong school because over there everyone smokes. And you know how we look at smokers in St. Lucia, you would see someone and say, you're smoking, that's not good. But over there your teacher smokes, the students smoke, your colleagues smoke. And I felt like, no, it's not the place. But I just had to adapt to it overall. After which I got accustomed. When I started interacting with everyone else and meeting others from so many different walks of life, I felt welcome. The practical experience was actually very different. I find they wanted more that I could have offered at that time. Like they expected you to, I felt like they expected you to already be a chef on your third year, and I was not at that level. I was still learning, whereas a lot of the other students were already fast-paced, they were already up there. And I think the downfall of that is they're heavily based on international cuisine, like all around the world. And here at SAFA, it was more of Caribbean foods and stuff. We would have other cuisines, but a lot of the vegetables and stuff that you would get over there, you don't have it here, like asparagus. They expected me to know about asparagus and all this stuff over there, and I've barely traveled in my life, so that was a difficulty for me. But what I did to get over that, I tried going to the supermarkets more and looking at the different stuff that they have and researching on how to cook them and whatever and so on. And that's how I got past that stage. I actually received all my grades this morning, so now I know that I can graduate. But I'm thankful for the experience because now I have the opportunity to travel worldwide or get jobs worldwide. Um, and I chose the one closest to me, which was in Florida, because I felt like, again, food wise, most of the foods that are in Florida, we should have them here, other than Europe and stuff like that. So, and I actually met with my employer. She's actually Jamaican, so I was like, why not? um, I felt more comfortable in Florida. When you're done with BHMS, they offer you jobs everywhere around the world because they said that the degree is highly recognized worldwide, especially with it coming from Switzerland. So a lot of employers contact the school. I remember we got opportunities from Dubai, we got from Thailand, we got from France, and all these other places. But at that time, I was heavily based on home. I really wanted to come home. So at that time, I just said, I might as well go to Florida. It's close and I can always get the opportunity to go back. My future plans is to become a culinary professor. I don't see myself in the kitchen forever. I'm honestly just going to work in the kitchen right now for more experience because I feel like when you teach based off experience, it builds more of an impact on the students and give them the best advice that I can on following their dreams and telling them about my experience and showing them the ropes and everything. I would love to do that. As I said, St. Lucia is highly dependent on hospitality, and I don't think you can ever go wrong. You may not be at the top right away. Yes, you may want to be a manager and stuff in the hotel. You will not get there right away, but you will definitely get a job in hospitality here. Restaurants, hotels, inns, guest houses, everything. It's highly based on hospitality. So you can never go wrong with coming to SWAPA to do your associate degree in hospitality. I would definitely encourage students to take the opportunity to go. Honestly, don't think about the money or how you would get there. I didn't come from a rich family, but my parents made it their duty to try to work it out for me to go. Um, I didn't go with much money either, but I survived. So it's honestly not that hard. But trust me, when you go and you look back at it, you will say, thank God I took that opportunity.
The college has several other partnerships with universities in the Caribbean, North America, and Europe. Our Office of Internationalization and Partnerships is responsible. You can reach them at iau@salcc.edu.lc. Join us again next week for another SALCC updates. Stay connected with your local national tertiary institution. See you next week.